And then if you talk more about the contribution you have done, the last chapter or the culminating chapter of the book,
Yep.
and if you talk a bit more on that.
So our chapter on quality and safeguarding is quite deliberately the last chapter of the book, because we do draw together the threads from previous chapters. And in part where the chapter is about how you go about implementing good quality support. So we know, for example, that person-centred active support, otherwise known as active support, is the only empirically based evidence on how you can help improve the lives of people with intellectual disabilities living in group homes. The question, therefore, is why isn't it a consistent practice in disability service provision to people with intellectual disability in Australia? And it's pleasing to see that the DRC, the Disability Royal Commission, has recommended that active support be embraced in a new practice standard, and the NDIS Commission has supported that approach as well. But behind that, though, I think there's some real fundamentals. There's the importance of listening to the voice of people with disability, whether they have a voice or not, express themselves in they may express themselves in other ways, but genuinely understanding what their needs are, what their wants are, and also what risks are associated with supporting them. So that's a consistent theme. There's another consistent theme about ensuring that services are well implemented. And in the chapter we come up with a paradoxical term, which is that what we need is the standardisation of individualisation.
Okay.
So
how far do we go on individualisation?
Well, we have to meet the needs of every customer, every client. We have to support them appropriately. Now that doesn't mean we go we try and support people where we've got no competence to support them. But the practice standards, for example, say that for people receiving high intensity personal support, the training has to be unique to the circumstances of each individual. So it must be individualised to meet the person's needs and wants. But we also need to be systematic in our approach around that, which means that we need the standardisation of individualisation.
It's a tongue twister.
It is.
I would start with.